Alright everybody, welcome back. I thought we would continue the Introspective Invasion series with DSR, so let's get into it. So I'm not sure if these guys were just co-oping or trying to gank. Every time I come into the forest, it's usually, somebody summoning a phantom, but one thing I've learned, and you'll see it in this clip, is that aggression really pays off in Dark Souls 1 PvP. And I think that has something to do with the way backstabs work. Because if you notice, this gold phantom's playing really defensive, and there's just not a whole lot I think, lower skilled players can do when confronted like this. And when I killed the phantom, of course the host disconnects. I had a good laugh about that one. These guys I invaded like 2 or 3 times. This was the second invasion, so they knew, well, the host, no, this white knew what to expect. I encountered this white a whole lot in the forest during this recording session. So one thing that I've been struggling to do is keeping my eyes on both my opponents, where, I just can't spam circle and get out of anything. So once my back is turned, it's over, man. Like I was saying a few seconds ago, for as slow as Dark Souls 1 seems to be, aggression pays off way more than just flat out defense. I mean, even like that, getting the backstab there. So this was one of the longer ones. All of my invasions are incredibly short, which it has a lot to do with the spawn locations. I like the spawn locations. Well, I don't like the spawn locations. I think they need to be more varied beyond either the beginning of the level or the end. But but it may be just me getting shitty luck. But going back to the offense versus defense argument, you can see here that whoever's offensive is in control of the fight. Now, one thing I'm really loving is the R2s on the Silver Knight Straight Sword. I have a hard time getting people with them, but for poisey weapons, like the Claymore or the Black Knight Sword, that first R2 really messes people when they're coming out of their swing in, and really, I can't talk, really screws with people in their coming out of swing animations. And you can roll catch with it if you're good enough. So these next two, this invasion and the previous one, unfortunately for the hosts, they didn't get their phantoms they were trying to summon. But this one, particularly this particular host, I think Shinobi, that's the character name anyway. If they had stayed aggressive, I don't think I would have won. But they were just waiting to try and roll my attacks. So eventually what ends up happening is the wizard NPC comes in and it stretches her a little. I think the character was male, actually. But it stretches this host a little thin. So I just let the host use up all their stamina while the NPC is, shooting at them. But once again, aggression pays off, and that is really screwing with me, because I like to, if I feel I'm going up against a host I know pure offense won't work against, I like to wait and observe, and that has really bit me on the ass in this game. This particular host actually put up a fairly decent fight, and a lot of it was me being afraid of the parry and the space with which we had to fight, which, you know, this is right outside Sif's boss door, so I couldn't let him pass me, otherwise he was gonna summon a phantom or go through the boss door. And I had just barely enough passive poise to where I could tank most of his hits. There are a couple that I can't seem to poise through, but the key here for me was just to stay aggressive and, you know, show that I'm not afraid of him, even though his weapon's bigger. Well, not in this particular moment because I'm backing up, but what I've taken to doing as far as fighting great swords is punish them when they come out of their swings. Because a lot of the time, and I haven't gotten parries down quite yet, there's a lot I actually haven't gotten down yet, because I'm so used to the way latency works in Dark Souls 3 that, you know, I'm used to being a certain distance away from my opponent and I could still hit them. But like I said a few moments ago, this is what I was afraid of, his back being towards the boss door. And there he goes, summoning a phantom. Unfortunately, I just came in guns blazing and took him out before the phantom could show up. Alright, so this is pretty much the same as the last invasion, only way faster paced. So, yeah, this one has a heal punish in it, which is something that I have to get used to doing. But ultimately, after the heal punish, the host just tries to barrel for the door, and in their desperation, I think that's what really threw the fight. Because honestly, I think they would have won had they just kept calm and stayed on me. Anyway, I hope you all liked the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.